Can you tell from a psychological perspective what is a heartbreak?
A heartbreak. Okay, I have seen people describe it, and they would say the emotional pain.
Yeah.
Some people feel it physically also. So it's like their physical heart is also hurting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a heartbreak is when how can I describe it? That is an interesting question. Okay. Your heart has broken. So your love for this person is shown to be no longer important as so.
Yeah.
Your care for them has been put on hold. So you're no longer supposed to expected to care for them like you did.
Yeah.
The attention and the time you are spending with them is put on hold. And so the heartbreak is bringing feelings of isolation and loneliness mostly. So I don't know how else to explain a heartbreak.
Okay. And you talked about loss when you were mentioning heartbreak. So are there similarities between grief and heartbreak?
Interestingly, the same stages of grief, loss and grief we experience when we lose somebody through death are the same ones we experience when we lose someone, a romantic relationship or even a job or even a body part. As long as it's loss, you may experience the same stages. The denial, the first of all, it's the shock, and some people faint, others scream. Then there is the denial that comes, and then there is the anger that comes, and then bargain, and then not common, but depression. And then now we come to acceptance. So if you experience that with the loss of someone through death, you may experience it also when you lose a romantic relationship.
Okay. So basically, we usually go through, you mentioned shock, and then anger, and then bargaining, and then depression, and then acceptance. So is it like a normal way of for the human mind to process things? Like we have to go through all these stages for us to be able to fully heal from whatever situation we are dealing with? Like, can someone jump from shock to acceptance?
Yes.
It's possible.
Yes.
You don't have to go through the
It's not
stages.
linear.
Okay.
And there's no limit to it. So
what do you mean?
Acceptance may take longer for you compared to somebody else. So there's no standard time that you should have gone through the stages. It's not linear. It's not on a straight line. You might become very shocked. You're numb. You start bargaining with God. Why are you doing this? Just bring him back and I will. And then at that time, even during maybe the funeral or the burial, you are still in denial. You're not accepted. You are still in denial, and you're even bargaining with the dead, telling them, come back. You've seen it in burial ceremonies. And then now there's some anger that comes maybe with the doctors or with yourself or with the deceased or even with God. So acceptance is the last stage, but all these other ones come as they would like to show up.
Okay. So now the problem comes when you are stuck in one of the stages, or like, how do you know you are going through a natural reaction for a human, or there's something wrong going on and you need help? Okay.
How you know you're stuck is you're experiencing the anger and it has lasted for a very long time.
What is a very long time? 30 minutes?
No. We're talking about weeks on end.
Okay.
And at this time, there's a lot of isolation. Remember, as human beings, we are social animals. So a lot of loneliness and isolation and withdrawal, and still daily functioning, not so good. Or maybe you could be functioning, but there's an area of your life that is completely neglected. And it has happened for a very long time. And while you're going through this, there's possible symptoms of depression that are manifesting. So that is when you know you are stuck and you need help. However, when it comes to such things, it's important to allow someone to process it with their own pace, because as I said, grief is very personal. So you might be there and you're looking at someone and saying, Grace said if it's too long, weeks on end, this person has a problem. No. Some people take even 10 years, and I know it may feel like there's something wrong with that, but not really, because maybe they are still functioning, but they are still not able to come to the point of acceptance that this has happened. And the thing with loss is that you need to recreate your identity so that you don't feel like you're stuck. Yes.
Okay, so if I understood well, the more your identity was embedded with the identity of whoever you lost, the harder it's going to be for you to bounce back.
Yes, because the one question people ask is, who am I without them? Who am I without this relationship? Who am I without my leg? Who am I without this job? So when you're able to navigate through that question and answer it, then I would say feeling unstuck would come naturally.
Okay. So, and people process differently. Is it depending on who they are or what they have been through? Let me give you an example. If I struggled my whole life to, let's say I'm an orphan, right?
Okay.
And I come from, I never really had parents. I never had a stable family, right? Then somehow I managed to find someone and try to build a family with that person. And then I lose that person. Is it going to be harder for me to recover from the loss because of my past, or is it the same, whatever your past is?
Okay. Our past may influence, but we're also looking at your present and what kind of support you have. We're also looking at your mental strength as a person, your resilience. We are looking at also why you still want to continue living anyway. What are you living for? So it's not only about the past.
Okay. And so what would you advise people who are listening to us? How will you advise us to deal with, let's say, a heartbreak? Because I'm sure a lot of us have been through such experiences. So how do you, how to understand what the pain, how can you help people who are going through that understand the pain that they are feeling, and which advice can you give them to navigate through that?
Okay. The first one, which is always said but very hard for people to practice, is to sit with the feelings.
What does it mean?
It means when you're feeling pain, instead of looking for ways to not feel it, how about you feel it but in a safe way?
How?
With a person you can share with the story and the pain. Someone that you trust. How about you express it in a journal? You write down what you're feeling. If you're a musician, how about sing about it? Write a poem about it. In short, feelings are meant to be felt and expressed.
Okay.
Then from there is when now you take care of the thoughts that come around because of the breakup. Because it could be maybe you're blaming yourself too much. Or maybe you're thinking like you're a failure in the relationship, or you're thinking negatively about men and now they are dogs. So let's talk about the thoughts and see if they're rational. They're not rational. How can they become more rational? And then from there is to take the lessons that you've learned from this. And now you're able to, not like you're hyper vigilant and now you're like, dudes that look like this, run. No, but now you just take the lessons and say, if I was not a good communicator in this relationship, then I will strive to be a good one. And how will I do this? So taking the lessons also means looking at the part you played in this relationship heading towards the breakup.
Okay, I understand.